Hello everyone, Tamaha. My name is Bong. Currently, I'm working full-time in the field of AI automation, so today I'm going to introduce you all to a particular workflow which will provide significant support for you in various sectors such as gyms, fitness, or really any other area you might be involved in. Well, regarding this specific matter, it will replace the work of a page moderator and can scale up to handle numerous pages, saving hundreds of hours every single month, and can still respond to messages 24/7. Generally speaking, this flow is quite comprehensive. Let's begin by briefly going through this flow. It's referred to as the Chatbot Fanpage Fitness Club flow, and it includes a webhook node. This webhook will have two primary methods, get and post. The get method specifically is designed for the initial verification process and establishes a connection with this respond to webhook node. Essentially, the purpose of this respond to webhook node is to confirm and ensure that this particular webhook is indeed operational and functioning correctly. Now, this post node is actually the main one. When a user sends a message to the webhook, this webhook will then receive information, things like the sender ID, which essentially confirms and identifies who the sender is. Recipient. The term recipient here refers to the entity that receives something. In this context, this particular ID is the identifier for the fan page, specifically the fan page that is receiving the message. And as for the message text field, it contains the actual content that the user has sent. Once it receives the feedback information, which is sent to this specific webhook, it will then be processed through a getInfo function. And this getInfo will perform the transformation of the JSON, turning it into a JSON string exactly like this. Basically, this entire section is designed to transform and make the information much simpler before it proceeds into the node agent. This node agent is the brain of this flow, and it will receive my two sets of documents. So what these two sets of documents are, I will explain them later. And after we receive the necessary documents, and then through the AI agent, specifically using ChatGPT's model, it will then provide a comprehensive response. And that particular response we will then process to ensure Messenger's API is properly standardized, and subsequently it will be sent back to the end user. So let's go into the details now. First, we have this webhook node. This particular webhook node functions as the main entry point for the entire system. So whenever a message is sent to the fan page, it will automatically transmit a payload signal to this webhook. This node will receive all information about the message, such as who sent it, what the message content is, and the exact time it was sent. So it is the very starting point of this entire flow. Now, for this webhook node, you should note that it will have two distinct methods, specifically the get method and the post method. The get method here will connect directly with the respond to webhook action. So this respond to webhook feature, its purpose is truly very important. It will help us to confirm whether our webhook is actually functioning or not. And to set up this respond to webhook feature, we'll go through a few key points together. For this webhook to function correctly, you'll need to carry out a specific setup process that involves three primary steps on the official Facebook developer page. You can access this page through developerfacebook.com. So first off, we'll need to create a Facebook application for ourselves, a developer application on Facebook, and this application will serve as the bridge connecting your fan page with the chatbot system. So yeah, this is the basic setup process. You'll need to fill in all the relevant information right here. Make sure to include your privacy policy URL or your terms of service URL and any other links connected to your application. After that, just save the information. So where exactly would you go to obtain all this information? Well, you can actually set up your very own My App right there on GitHub, and then from there you can create your HTML pages and then finally deploy them onto a static file, all managed through GitHub. So this is like my very own simple project here. Essentially, I just upload the URL file. You all can easily ask ChatGPT to help you generate this section. So generally, the part is hypothetical. You'll take the link from the project, then deploy them to GitHub, and put them into this section here.
Then save info.
The next part we'll discuss is configuring the webhook. For this webhook configuration, you will need a callback URL. So where exactly do we get this callback URL from? We'll retrieve it directly from our NA10 instance. Here it is. And please remember, it's the production URL. Go ahead and copy this link. And you'll fill the hint right here, this specific field. And for the verify token, you can simply input any arbitrary string of characters you prefer, and then use verify. In a real world scenario, for this particular step, you would actually need to go back and check whether my respond to webhook node has successfully sent the data. In this respond to webhook node, I will add a parameter called hub challenge into the respond body. If you wish to understand this part more deeply, you can find further information about webhooks on developer.facebook.com. It will retrieve the value of this hook challenge parameter and make its own request and immediately respond to Facebook with the exact value of the hook challenge, and that is the result of the code. An HTTP 200 status, if Facebook receives this exact response, it will then consider your webhook to be verified. After you've successfully confirmed the webhook, please remember to activate the message permission right here. This specific permission is absolutely essential as it allows you to respond to all incoming customer messages. The remaining permissions are optional. You can refer to the webhook documentation on developer.facebook.com. First you'll need to make sure that the messaging permission is enabled. This is a mandatory step. After that, you'll choose the specific page you wish to reply to, and in this example, I'm selecting the HP World Gym page. I'm going to add some permissions for it. I'll add this one permission now. The remaining ones you can add as you prefer. Generally speaking, this specific message permission is absolutely mandatory, while all other permissions are entirely optional. After that, you just need to confirm. After I've granted it some specific permission, I will then proceed to generate the token, and I'll explain a bit more about this page access token. So, what exactly is a page access token? Well, it's a secret string of characters that acts like a key, allowing your application to perform various operations on behalf of the fan page. The main task here is to send replies to customers. In this section, you can select the fan page you wish to connect, and then Facebook will generate a page access token. This page access token will later be used in Facebook's returned post method. This page access token usually has an expiration, typically 2 hours. While you're working with a real-world product, you must ensure that you are using long-lived tokens. You can access this section here and convert your short-lived page access tokens into long-lived page access tokens. It will then return a short-lived page access token to you. Copying and to transform it into a long-term token, you'll need to access the access token debugger. In this case, I've already debugged it beforehand, so this access token already has a validity of 3 months, and if you don't have it yet, you'll continue to debug right here, and then you'll take this page access token and paste it into the get info part later. Next, we'll delve into the get info node. This particular node functions as a crucial filter and organizes the information immediately after it acquires the raw data from the webhook. The primary objective of this node is to handle the fact that data originating from the Facebook webhook is inherently quite complex. As you can clearly observe right here, it contains a significant amount of information. So the primary function of this particular node is to assist us in extracting only the most essential information. So what exactly is this text section? You can understand that this refers to the actual question or message that a user sends to the chatbot. So When the webhook sends back a response, it will receive all of these details. Now, for the recipient field, this is specifically the ID of the person receiving. This is the unique ID of the fan page that is currently receiving the message. And then for the sender field, this specific section will display the ID of the person who sent it. So this right here is the ID of the user who sent the message. It's extremely important for the bot to know exactly who to reply to and how. Now, this page access token, as I've already mentioned, is the secret key that grants this bot the permission to send reply messages back to the fan page. So this particular section is now complete. Moving on, the next part is the AI agent section. For this AI agent, the initial component is the prompt. For the user message, I will assign it the JSON text. As you may have noticed just a moment ago, this JSON text is actually the message that was sent by the customer, so I will place it directly into this prompt section. And I will be guiding the chatbot on how to formulate its responses. As you all have already seen, this is the complete and comprehensive set of guidelines I've put together. So whenever a customer poses a query, the system will initially prioritize referencing this particular FAQ document in order to provide them with an appropriate answer. If a customer asks about our gym's 3 programs, such as gym, yoga, or boxing, it will access this core document. It will then look up the direct link for that specific program and provide the information back to the customer. And if there is no data available to answer customers, it will give a general response and then transfer to more specialized personnel to answer. And if the customer interacts normally, just saying hello, it will respond in a friendly and polite way. Next up is the ChatGPT section, which is quite straightforward. You can easily connect ChatGPT by using its API key. Once you have your key, simply connect it, and then you can select the GPT-4o mini model for your use. Now, for this specific simple memory section, pause. This particular segment is going to have a pause, what we refer to as a key, pause. And this key will then make use of the sender's unique ID, pause, which is retrieved from the get info step to serve as its primary key. And this will ensure that the bot stores and retrieves memory information accurately for each user separately, so it doesn't confuse conversations between customer A and customer B. Next is the context window length. Currently, I have it set to 5, so the bot only remembers and uses the 5 most recent interactions, questions, and answers to serve as context, and this helps the bot focus on the most recent subject and avoids being overwhelmed by old information and helps optimize performance. Next, I will integrate with this AI agents tool section 2 document sets, the FAQ document and the code document, as I mentioned in this system message. So what are these 2 document sets? First, the FAQ document will display the 50 most frequently asked questions related to my gym. And this particular code will effectively showcase 3 primary workout programs available at my gym. For instance, we have excellent options like general gym workouts, yoga sessions, and boxing. Each of these specific training programs will feature its own dedicated information link. For example, if you click on boxing right here, you can easily access its detailed information link for your viewing. So in this particular section, you'll find various pieces of information pertaining to boxing. It will show you who the main coaches are, and also a comprehensive list of all the trainers within this specific discipline. Plus, you'll see the member benefits, basically all the relevant details about the gym's boxing program. So that's what it is. This FAQ question set is also very useful, you know. Generally, it compiles 50 types of questions that are most frequently encountered at the gym. The ones customers often call or ask about. You can customize it to suit your specific profession or industry, but for this example, I'm setting it for the gym sector. You can adapt this to various business sectors you operate in, for instance, restaurants, hotels, or any other type of business that frequently receives common questions from customers. You can certainly apply it right here. So in a moment, I will demonstrate to you just how effective this chatbot truly is. So these two sets of documents will be integrated into our tool, and this AI agent will then, when customers submit their inquiries or information, it will thoroughly search and retrieve relevant data from these two comprehensive document sets in order to formulate the most precise and accurate answer, which will then be delivered back to the customer. Next up is the code in JavaScript node. So what is the main purpose of this node? It will retrieve the data. Okay, so what happens here is it's going to take the output data that comes from that specific AI agent. After that, it will then utilize regular expressions to locate and eliminate all of the characters like asterisks that are present within the output string, which are typically used to remove any kind of formatting characters. For example, any superfluous markdown an AI model might generate, which it then packages up and returns. Here it will be packaged as a JSON object structured with both a text field and an output field. This text field contains the clean string, and this object is then returned for the next step in the workflow. In short, the main purpose of this node is to process the raw responses from the AI model into JSON format for standardization and then return them via HTTP in the subsequent node. Finally, we will have this HTTP request node. This node will be used to send reply messages from the chatbot back to the user on Facebook Messenger. So first, I'll go into the URL. So this URL segment represents the API address, and its primary objective is to designate the specific Facebook Messenger API endpoint for sending messages. When configuring this particular URL, it incorporates several dynamic variables, as you can observe, which are used to specify the API version. For instance, this is Facebook's version 2.4. After that, you'll need to identify the page ID and the recipient's ID, and then you'll need to attach an access token to authenticate the permission to send messages on behalf of that fan page. And for this particular JSON body, you can definitely refer to the official documentation provided by Facebook. So here it is. So right here we have a few important variables that are relevant to our process. These include things like the recipient, the ID, the messenger type, the response, and of course the message itself. This particular message, I'm going to assign it to be the value that's returned from the output of the previous node earlier. And what exactly is this output? This output is the AI agent's direct response, which I then place in here so it can respond back to the customer with the most accurate information. So it's essentially the entire workflow that I put together. Next up, I'm going to run some tests for you all to see just how effective this particular flow truly is. So right here, I'll be posing a few specific questions directly related to this document file to determine if our page's chatbot is actually functioning as it should. Alright. So I won't ask the entire question. I'll just ask for some information from this question to see if this chatbot can recognize it or not.
I will ask about the opening hours.
Here, as you can see, it's already responding to us. Here, that's absolutely correct. Oh, look, from 5 AM to 10 PM. And it also includes the weekends. Look, you can ask a different question. I'll ask this one now. And it even answered correctly. And
I'll ask one more question, okay?
It also gives very accurate data.
I'll try asking for course info to see what they're saying. Here I'll ask about boxing, the boxing program. Right, it has now provided me with full information regarding this specific boxing course, along with the relevant link. So you are able to click here and review it.
Here's the link.
If you find this video useful, I'll make more videos. I'll guide you on how to find potential customers' phone numbers and emails and send them attractive flash sale offers. So please remember to like and subscribe to support us.
So this is, as you can all clearly see, the boxing program. It's right here, and this video of mine is now coming to an end. Thank you all very much for watching.